My voice is activated. Now, blinking red light is ignore. This is, so we are not broadcasting. We're live.
And as far as, so I don't have to touch anything really until the service is over, and then
Unless you want to zoom or pan with the camera.
okay.
There's a lever on top that zooms in and out. And then of course this is. Hello, David. How are you?
Hi. How are you? I'm here. Good to see you. Thanks for Yeah, in Chicago.
I'm good.
It was good. It was, it's a chance to catch up with colleagues and classmates and do a little learning and that kind of thing.
Take the driver's
See what's going on.
Okay.
It just slides back. Where was it at?
Okay.
It was at the Marriott Magnificent Mile downtown.
I find it. I prefer.
And it was near Rush Street and that kind of stuff.
I'm coming back there to sit with you.
Have you ever been there or heard of it? South Michigan?
I think I've heard of it, but we didn't go there.
First time. But Cecil B. DeMille has nothing on me.
We're involved.
They had some tours, voluntary tours you could sign up for that were off-site, but I didn't do those. I did go off-site and look around town on my own, or my class went out to dinner together.
Off the road for a while, or are you going to get started?
Okay. So yeah, I don't think we had the best food ever, but we had okay food. Yeah.
The kids were good?
Yeah. So
Exciting.
this service tonight, I think about an hour-ish. Yeah. And tonight we don't have an outing. So normally we'd go downstairs and we'd do the motzi and a kiddush, but I'm just going to do down here today. And same for next week, since I don't know why they canceled the next. I mean, you could have whatever you want tonight, and you could get kosher for Passover food, plenty, or make it, but I guess they decided that was too much trouble, so. Yes. Okay, is it time? All right.
Just about?
Oh yeah, it's exactly time. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome everybody. And we're live right now, so that's why we're starting. See, the cameraman is cranking the film. And so welcome to everybody who's here. Welcome to everybody who's joining us virtually. And this is our last Erev Shabbat service before Passover. And I can tell you, for the past 2+ weeks, there's been lots of hard work going on getting ready for Passover downstairs. And there's no one assigned to lighting candles or an oneg, but we do have challah and grape juice here so that we can do a motzi and a kiddush after services. I guess in more traditional homes and synagogues, they might have gotten rid of the challah by now, but we'll wait till after tonight. We start on page 10. And the second song, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Now, I don't know if anyone here wants to admit they were signed up to light the Shabbat candles.
Well, since I missed last week,
Okay. Okay. And look, I think that's the first time the candle lighter has gotten applause.
yeah,
So that means we turn first to page 3.
I'm there.
Do any one of these, and then then light, and then,
Okay, O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Oh boy, I gotta do it
you
later.
can leave the middle one out.
Oh, just go straight to the candles?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
We're gonna
short
stretch our
circuit.
budget by having an extra candle for next week.
Short circuit.
Like the third one for Emily and company.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much. And thank you for the tip on macaroons, too. Anybody else see that? Okay. Service continues on page 6. We enter the sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Together, now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. And towards that end, to lift our hearts in prayer, we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 26. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael b'gala b'gala uv'izman karib v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olam me'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei nekudasha b'richu. Ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiram yama vimru. Amen. Page 29, in the middle. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Together, O let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. We continue with Baruch Hu, our call to worship, on the facing page 28, and we rise. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Page 31. At the top. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Amahari Aravim. Page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me, did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Pages 34 and 35. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. You may be seated. Our service continues on page 36. I invite you to join me. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha vishinantam levanecha vidibartam bam bishivtecha bevitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshofbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al-yadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam al-mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. Together, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 40. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ratehilo, o seifele, no ratehilo, o seifele, malchutecha, rahuvanecha, bokei ayam, lifnei Moshe Miriam, zehelianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Page 42. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chayim. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and for your name's sake be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace has spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Page 44. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei Shevihi Shabbat. Kulam yisbehu v'tangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamin oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat korei, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat korei, Oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh bereishit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh bereishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, Oneg Shabbat. Page 47. At the top of the page, pray as if everything depended on God, act as if everything depended on you. And we continue on the facing page with tefillah, and we'll continue on consecutive even number of pages, and we rise. Adonai sefalatita ufiyahi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasad Chasadim Tovim Bekonei Hakol V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot U'mevi Gila Livnei B'neihem L'man Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magin Baruch Atah Adonai Magin Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'elam Adonai Mechayeh Kol Ataram Le'Hoshia Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim So make no fling Verafek Kolim Umatir Asurim Umekayeh Memunato B'Shenei Afar Michamocha Baal Yehurot Umido Menelav Melech Memihi Dumechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'nemanata Lechayot Hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadoshim B'Chol Yom Yahalu Chasela Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated. Page 55. Together at the top. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57, in the middle. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. Together, there may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch Atah Adonai, Shelcha Levadcha B'Yirah Na'avod. Page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ato Shimcha Ulecha Na'ed Lehodot. Page 60. Shalom Raham, HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Raham, HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Atahu Melech Adon, V'chol HaShalom. Ki Atahu Melech Adon, V'chol HaShalom. Tasim leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Take a moment for our own silent prayer. Oseh shalom b'mramah, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Our service continues with a prayer for healing, which can be found in your prayer book on page 253. Sometimes call it Misha Beirach. And if you'd like to include someone for healing, I'll invite you to share their name in a moment. Our list begins with these names you've already shared with us to include for healing: Elise Bader, Lucy Karen, Kenny Elliott, Rabbi Evan Goodman, Sam Gordon, Michelle Grant, Harriet Josephson, Dave Robinson, Ron Rothschild, Lindy Seltzer, Perry Singer, Rabbi Andrea Steinberger, Lauren Victor, Debbie Weiner, and Rabbi Andrea Weiss, along with those you'd like to include.
Rhonda Davis,
Yes, Joan.
Jared Orlick, Howard Jaffe, and Kathy Lefkow.
Yes.
Lee Davis, Alan Cohen, and Tony Rick.
Okay,
Laura Hall.
thank you.
Kate Cooper, Dave Love.
For all of them, again, middle of page 253. Yishe berach avotenu Mikor habracha lihiboteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeira imotenu, mikor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Continue now with prayer for our country and a prayer for the state of Israel. First, for our country, in the middle of page 258. Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free and to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched and poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing and do not ignore your kin. Together, if you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. And now a prayer for the state of Israel on the facing page 259. Sha'alu Shalom Yerushalayim Yishlayu Ohabayik Avinu Sheba Shamayim. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love and spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. Okay. So I thought tonight I'd share with you a little bit about my experience Wednesday night. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it seems like just yesterday. So it was almost just yesterday, but not quite. So I got a call maybe about a month ago from a gentleman who goes by the name of Rosie, and he's the senior advisor to the governor, and he invited me to their Seder. Has anybody here been to previous governor's Seders? Yeah. So I was very excited about it, and I hid my excitement and I said, well, if my husband can come with me. And they said, sure, absolutely, bring him along. And then I thought, okay, what have I gotten myself into? But it was very good, actually. They had about as many people as I think we're going to have on Sunday night, which is almost 100. By the way, when Rosie, who called me, who talked to me for a while about it, he said, it's not a Seder, it's not a Seder, it's not a Seder. He kept repeating that throughout our conversation. He said it has some of the hallmarks of a Seder, but of course, since it's not Passover yet, it's not a Seder, which I was fine with. They invited lots of state legislators, including some of the senior state legislators. The lieutenant governor was there, the speaker was there, and other legislators who represent different parts of the state of Illinois, Jewish and non-Jewish, and other clergy from around the state, including Springfield. The only person I recognized immediately was Susan Phillips. Reverend Susan Phillips does a lot of stuff with the Greater Springfield Interfaith Association and with just stuff around the community. And she was there with her husband, and I hadn't met him yet, so it was good to meet him. And yeah, he's Jewish, and he was there. And then I was introduced to a lot of people, and that was great. It's always good to make more connections. And so they had one of these on every table, which is not a Haggadah, just like it was not a Seder, right? So it has all the hallmarks of a Haggadah, but not Haggadah. So, and then they had, by the way, when the governor introduced it, he showed a Seder plate that was at the head table where I was sitting next to him with a Seder plate made by an Israeli artist for the governor's mansion, for the state of Illinois, actually, and it has engraved into it for the state of Illinois. It had what I thought for sure was either a matching Kiddush cup or a matching cup for Elijah. And so I gave some remarks that I'll share with you tonight. What else can I tell you about it before I give my remarks? The governor said he's the third Jewish governor of the state of Illinois, and that Illinois has had the most Jewish governors of any other state. So we were all very proud of that. If you have any questions, I'll take those to either after the service or otherwise. So I thanked Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who introduced me after the governor introduced her. And I, of course, thank the governor and the First Lady for having us as guests, Mike and me. And then I taught everybody the Hebrew word for Passover, which is Pesach, of course. And I taught them that Passover celebrates freedom. It's a reminder that our ancestors were slaves and that today we are free. And Passover reminds us of our history because we know how important it is to retell and relearn our history so that we learn its lessons. And then I said at the same time, we know that people today are still struggling for their freedom in different places around the world, and that we think of them and remember that our particular Jewish struggle has a universal message for all people everywhere who yearn for freedom. And I said this year, Passover begins officially this Saturday night. So tomorrow when the sun goes down is traditionally first Seder. And I said that's true also for Jews everywhere in the state of Illinois and for Jews in Israel and around the world, that they'll gather with family and friends around the table to retell the story and the biblical history of the ancient Israelites' journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. And I said that it's called a Seder because Seder is the Hebrew word for order, because every Seder has a particular order. And you have probably found in your own lifetime that whatever table you're at, whatever Haggadah you're using, it's more or less in the same order. And sometimes with a few different words and creative stuff in between, but usually most of it is more or less the same. I said we tell the story of the Haggadah with the Haggadah, which is a special book that walks us through the symbols that are on the Seder plate and other symbols that are on the Passover table. And I told them that this is sort of not a Haggadah, but like a Haggadah. And I then invited the First Lady to tell us about the special Seder plate. They had also as guests some students from the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, and I welcomed the clergy of all faiths and a violinist that they brought for the special occasion, who talked to me beforehand and played a couple songs. I was really surprised at the end and I don't know if this is historically true, but someone who was sitting near me said, "Thanks for singing, no one ever sings at these things." And so I thought, oh, okay. Well, that means that you all have trained me very well, because since we don't have the whole choir or a soloist here, I have to do the singing, so I just took it for granted that I'd have to do it there as well, and I couldn't imagine a Seder without some singing, so I brought it. Okay. I'm trying to... So I said, for Jews and non-Jews alike, while we invite you to learn about our Jewish history, we also encourage you to relate your own story, whatever it is, to the Passover story. And I told them that for me and my LGBT family, the Passover has special meaning, especially this year when we went from South Carolina to Illinois, where we are afforded a few more freedoms in my family. I said we're all tremendously grateful to live in a part of the country where all our freedoms are protected by our leaders and government and by the majority of diverse citizens and neighbors throughout the state of Illinois. And then at the very end, I offered this closing prayer. I said, "Our God and God of every generation, may the message of Passover reach all people of our community, all people of the great state of Illinois, the nation, and the world. May all who struggle find freedom. May peace reign in every nation and Israel, with the nations on Israel's borders and in every place around the world. May our gathering tonight spark friendship and peace for all who seek it. Amen." And then at the end we sang the song that most people have at the end of their Haggadah. Lishana haba, Lishana haba, Lishana haba, be'Yerushalayim. That's all I'm going to sing right now. We'll sing more of it, I'm presuming, on Sunday. And I'll take, anybody have any questions about the Seder at the Governor's Mansion? It's only a few blocks away from here, Joni.
Did you invite him to come to our temple?
The first thing I said within less than a minute of being in his presence, which, by the way, they brought me to a special hallway where he and the First Lady came off the elevator, and he shook my hand and welcomed me, and I said, and before we walked out into the main place where there was sort of a cocktail reception, I said, "I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that every member of my board has asked me to invite you to come speak." And he said, "I would love to."
When he first was elected, there was an event down there, and we made a point of telling him the name of the synagogue, making it clear that he's more than welcome to attend. He never once made an effort to come.
Well,
So that's just
right. In any case, he said, "Please reach out to my people," which I have already since the event, and I'll continue to until he comes here. But he said he'd be very happy to come here. Now, he's only here in Springfield for part of the year when the state legislature is in session. He spends most of the rest of the year in Chicago. So I did make a point in my invitation of saying, let's do it now while he's nearby, and we will see what happens. I know that you've done it before, I've done it again. I'll keep doing it. until we get him here. If you know somebody, I encourage you to use your leverage as well. But we would love to get him here. So yes, of course, the first words out of my mouth after "nice to meet you" were, "We want to have you come to our congregation." Anyone else? Yes. The food was all right. I ate a lot of my food. There were several courses, and I think it was supervised by Chabad, the kashrut of it, because there was Chabad from U of I, there was local Chabad, in addition to the Hillel representatives from U of I. So it was all right. I ate well that night. Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell you one story where they did sing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the governor, who was the governor that into the death penalty, into the death penalty that they went to jail.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan. They had during Ryan's administration, they did a Seder, and they did a revised version of Dayenu, which basically sang the praises of Ryan. If Ryan had done X, but not done Y, if Ryan had done Y, but not instead, it would have been I was actually horrified.
Well, I can tell you, in this Nada Haggadah, they have a traditional Dayenu, and I sang it, and I invited the violinist to play along while I sang too. Yes.
So many years ago, when Governor Thompson, who had Jewish friends growing up and was very comfortable, since he used to go to Seder, he had his own.
Uh-huh.
And we were invited, and I said, well, I'd love to come, but we have children. Oh, bring your children. Well, my parents were visiting, and Stephen's parents were visiting. So they were all invited.
Oh, that's nice.
And my mother, who was beside herself, volunteered me to sing at the Seder and to lead some of the singing. So there was at least one other occasion. And so,
Okay. Well, I don't know what they meant when they said they never heard singing at a. I couldn't imagine a Seder without music. So I'm glad to hear that at least at some of the governor's Seders before there was music to go along with it.
Yeah. When they did the Dude Cup of Elijah,
Yeah.
and when they opened the door to welcome in Elijah, did Trump walk in or anything like that? That would have been Claire.
No, they opened the door, but just like every other Seder I've been to before, nobody was there to drink Elijah's cup. Nobody. Any other questions? No? Well, it was really nice, and I have a few pictures. I posted some of them on Facebook, and if you have other questions, feel free to ask me after we do a Kiddush and a Motzi here, since we don't have a Oneg tonight. We can stay and schmooze here for a moment or two before David kicks you out at the end of the night, right? Okay, by the way, David, thank you for sitting on the bima representing our board this evening. I appreciate that. Thank you also, Michael, for operating the camera tonight. We're always looking for people to do both those things, so if you're interested, let us know. Okay, I think that's all I got then. At least about that. Now let's move to the concluding portion of the service, beginning with Aleinu in the middle of page 282. David, if you'll assist me with the ark doors, we rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teikinu l'alioseh bereshit, shelo asam v'goyei ha'aratzon, v'lo asam k'yishavo adamah, shelo sam kelkeinu v'hem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamon Anu Kori, Umishtachavim, Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you. You may be seated. By the way, I'm not sure who I talked to about this, but I'm guessing that person might be here or listening, or you might know who that person is. The Torah that I've been practicing with Elise for her bat mitzvah, when we have rehearsals for her bat mitzvah, the belt that holds it together is too loose. So it always sits on the bottom of the ark there. So if anyone here knows who we talked to or wants to give me permission and a budget to take care of that, please let me know.
You just twist it a few times to shorten it and make it tighter.
That's sort of a temporary solution, and yes, we could do that, but it'd be nice to be able to just do it if we could. Yes?
Rosenblum's is a Jewish bookstore in Chicago, and you'll be able to order anything you needed from them. There's also a Klein in New York. They also have a lot of the art cover, Torah covers, and different purposes. So there are people to contact.
So,
Well, I wonder, there are plenty of seamstresses here who could, this way you keep the buckle.
mhm.
And they could probably just cut out the back and stitch it together and make it tighter.
I think based on what Rabbi Mark said, is you all want to send me on a trip to New York. I'll buy 2 seats, one for the Torah. I'm sorry, yes.
Jody said sisterhood will take care of it.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see what I can get done this week to,
Give us the bill and we'll take care of it.
thank you. And I'll look into getting it done efficiently and affordably without too many twists. Okay. Great. So it's wonderful to know we'll have a fixed Torah. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Our list of remembrance for Temple Breathe Sholom begins with the names of members who died in the past year. We remember Tammy Adams, Les Estep, Stephen Baer, Renee Gordon, Alvin Cohen, Joseph Victor, Lee Behrens, Arnold Tannenhouse, Nathaniel Nat Radwine, and Robert Lieberman. We add to their names the names of those whose yahrzeit we commemorate on this Shabbat. Jonathan Baer, Tanya Berman, Michael Falk, Ruth Friedland, Sam O. Hersheimer, Harold Horowitz, Ann Ikowski, Daniel Carlin, Rose S. Lang, Joyce Lieberman, Alan Loeb, Henry Allen Max, Carl Mund, Kate Myers, Bella Prastine, Dora Rimsey, Eva Solzenstein, Max Schloss, Norman Siegel, Maurice Strum, and Elizabeth Turk. Would anyone like to add a name of a loved one who died recently or whose yard site you're remembering that was not already mentioned?
Larry Singer, and Bruce Evans.
B. Lennox.
Well, remembering all of them, we turn to page 294 and rise for Mourner's Cottage. Yitkada, Yitkada, Shemei Rabbah, Bialma, Divra, Hirte, Biamlik, Malchute, V'chayachonu, V'yomechonu, Chayegecho Beit Yisrael, Bagala, Vizman, Kari, Vimru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah, V'marach, Le'olam, Lo, Me'omaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei, V'kudeshah, V'richu, Le'ela, Minko, Birchata, V'shirata, Tush, V'chata, V'nechamata, Damiran, V'yalma, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shalom Rabbah Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Useh Shalom B'Brama, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing, and together let us say Amen. You may be seated. We turn now to page 321. Oh, by the way, as long as we're talking repairs, you know, one of the things I do every week is I go through all our yard site boards and look for those who died, whose yard site we might be commemorating, and I light up their names. I light the bulbs on both sides of their names because there are bulbs on both sides, whether they're on the far left or the far right, and that's not political. There are bulbs on both sides of every plaque up there, except for the ones in marble, which are the older plaques, but I like those too. And our ritual committee generously made it possible so that because when I got here, we had probably 5 or 6 different types of bulbs in the yard site boards. Some were clear, some were a little whiter, some were a little more yellow, and some were older, some were burnt out. We replaced all of them with fresh new bulbs. It seems that since we've done that, some of the bulbs don't work, and that needs repairs too. Probably an electrician or an alternate. I know that Mark in the past has suggested what many synagogues are switching to, which is a digital screen that has all the current yard sites on it. So that's also possible. Yes?
No, I know that at the executive board meeting when you were moved, or when you were gone, that was addressed. The bulbs were addressed, and Brad is very aware. He and Dennis are working on a solution.
Oh, great. Yes, and Dennis put new ones in all of them when they arrived, because they had to order matching ones, so all the bulbs are the same. But it seems that somewhere in the removing and putting back in, fewer of them now work, even if you turn them all the way. So we'd love to, so I'm glad you're on it, and I would love to make it all so that they work, so the names of your loved ones work properly. If you see a name that should be lit up and isn't, that's because I tried, but it wasn't currently working. So, in fact, there was even one, and Dennis is much better at this than me, but when you turned it just right, it lit up, and then when you let go, It went out. So,
So you need to stay there all the time.
well, Rabbi? Yes, Sonia?
I have a question.
Okay.
Is it possible that the part of the ball that was inside is not long enough to make a connection?
You know, there's lots of possibilities. And I'm not an electrician, so I can't tell you for sure why some are working and some aren't. But I can tell you, some are working and some aren't. And some when you turn them just right, and not when you let go. So, yes. But, sir, so a year from tonight, Rabbi Datz, I'll have you stand up there and hold. Yes. But anyway, so we do try. And actually, we have 2 yahrzeit boards that don't have lights next to the names. They just have general lights. We actually have at least one on that older yahrzeit board, not the marble one, but the more traditional one, that has a space that says reserved. I don't know who it's for. If anybody does, I would love to know. Could be, or it could be someone moved away and forgot about it. I honestly yes, we've been holding a space for them, and so, but no hurry, by the way. Okay, page 321. Adonolam asher Allah b'terem kol yitzir nivra li'et nasa b'chefso kol azai melech shelo nivra v'yachare kiflot hakol levado yimlot nora v'hu haya v'hu oved v'hu yiyeh b'tifara v'hu echad b'in sheni L'hamshilo le'achbira b'li reishi b'li tachli b'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra v'hu eli v'chai go'ali v'tzur hevli b'yetzara v'hu zini m'manosli menatosi b'yom ekra b'yado avkid rufi B'yetisham v'avira v'imruchi geviyati Adonai li v'lo ira. Don't go anywhere. We're going to do a quick Motzi and Kiddush. Oh, good. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei b'ri ha'gofen l'chayim. Afterwards, you're all welcome to come take some challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Don't go downstairs.
What happens if you go downstairs? You get your name on it.
It's going to be dark. Yes, you make it that.
Mike?
Thank you.